Hello all, and welcome to Tech Corner, hosted by Nude Computer Guys. My name is Alex, and today I'm going to walk you through how to create a mailing list using Google Forms. This is great if you want to send out email content like newsletters to those people that are interested in getting those. The nice part with Google Forms is it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it, anything or any subscriptions. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and launch Google Forms. So I'm just going to type in Google Forms. So you can do this through either Edge or Chrome or whatever preferred browser you prefer to use. I'm going to go ahead and just launch it. And if you're not brought to this page, you might have to sign in to your Google account before you see this page. So make sure you do so. But once you're signed in, you should be brought here. Unfortunately, the templates within Google Forms, they don't have anything really for contacts, like for mailing lists and stuff like that. So what I really recommend doing is just starting with a blank form. And the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and name it. So I'm going to call it News Sign. And then as you can see, it automatically named my form down here below. The nice thing is you don't have to enter your email address. That's by default. That should be by default if you want. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do first name. I'm going to hit the plus to add the new field, last name. Say phone number. And then when you do select a plus, you do have multiple options to pick from, like checkboxes, drop-down menus, paragraph. You can have them upload a file if you want them to actually upload content. Multiple choice grid. There's quite a bit of stuff you can do here. The only thing I wish it could also do is, like, if you say email address, or phone number, you can mark that field. It's specific to an email address, so if they mistype it incorrectly, or even the phone number, it would let them know, hey, you mistyped it incorrectly. But alas, we do not have that option, so this is kind of what we're given since it's free. So you do have also an option, so if there is a form you're like, okay, I no longer need this or want this specific field, you can always hit the little trash can again to delete it. You can also hit the little copy to copy the same settings if you want, but usually it does a pretty good job based off of what you select the name. So this is kind of the form I built. Now, if we click on the little paint stylus here, you can also kind of give your form a specific brand. So if there is, like, for some reason, like some font you pretty much use across all your branding, hopefully if they have it in here, you can use it, which is really great. If you have like a really custom font, most likely they're not going to have that in here. And there's really, I don't think, any way for you to actually upload a font. You can add a header image if you want. So insert. There it goes. So that's going to be right up there. You can pick your kind of color. And the cool thing is, even with the header image now, it kind of bases that color theme based off the image, so which is really cool. So if I remove this, you can see you kind of have a plethora of fonts here. But based off that image I selected, so if I select, well, let's do rainbow colors. And then it's going to adjust the color palette based off that image once it uploads. And there we go. So it's a really kind of a cool thing. It just kind of gives your form a little bit more of a style than just a plain old form. So once you've kind of built your form, you've kind of added your specific style to it, you can always hit the little eye next to the paint palette to preview it and see what it's going to look like. Now, if you're happy with this, the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and send this out, or have people be able to publish this. So in order to do that, you can click the little send option, and you have three ways. One is by email. You can just type in the person's email, and send it to them that way. You can do it through a link, or you can do it through embed. You can embed this, which is really cool. So if you have a website and you just want to automatically embed it into the website so they don't even have to go out of your site to complete this form, I always recommend keeping people on your site and not pushing them away from it, because then they could get distracted. So that's a really great feature. If you're interested in learning how to embed this, you can always reach out to me at techcorner@nudecomputerguys.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you do that. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to just copy the link, and we're going to go ahead and fill out this form. And another thing I would also recommend is using a shortened URL, because if you have to post this content like in a PDF or something where people cannot actually click on it, the short link is a lot easier because they don't have to type it out and they're less likely to get it wrong and run into an error. So there is the short version of that link. So I'm going to go ahead and copy, close out of this. I'm going to go to my form here. I'm going to paste it in here. And here is our form, live. So I'm going to type in my email address. And I have the stuff already kind of pre-filled out. Address, there we go. So if I hit submit, and there we go, they've submitted. Now you might say, okay, well, how do I see who's submitted, who's interested in signing up for my newsletter? Well, let's go back here. So what you can do is if you go back to the form, to the little Google form icon, you'll see your new form right here. So you can go ahead and click on it. And it's going to kind of bring you into the edit mode. But right next to the questions, there's a response, and you see a little 1 next to it. So if you click on that, you can see who responded. This is kind of providing you a summary. So now, let's say you want to, because one thing you might be interested in is adding this to like a mail merge. What mail merge is it allows you to create an email, a template, and then you can link it to a spreadsheet. So the to field will basically link to the email addresses. So it will just go through that list one by one and send out that same email template to those specific people. So instead of having them all in the to field all together, which is kind of bad because then everyone else can see everyone else's email, this will send an individual email to each of those people based off that spreadsheet you provide. And that is something I will also provide later on. I'll do a video on how to use mail merge both in Gmail and Outlook. But for now, let's go ahead and click on link to sheet. And here it's going to ask you whether or not you want to create a new sheet or link it to an existing sheet. We're going to go ahead and link it to a new sheet. And from here, now you're going to have an option. You'll see in just a second. Here is the sheet. So as people complete the form, you're going to see this all come down. You're going to see this list grow. So this is going to be really great. You can see also when they submitted it, so you can even see how often, like if you're running a promotion or something, you're like, okay, well, I want to see how many people submitted it in the past weeks because I just ran this. You can do that. And I can even show you some stuff on how to do that later on in future videos regarding Excel and Google Sheets. So that is how you can see who it is. Now, we've got our sign-up list, but we also want to create another form for those folks that might want to unsubscribe to your newsletter. So in order to do that, we're going to use the exact same process. So we're going to click on our little Google Sheets icon here at the upper left-hand corner. We're going to hit blank form. And we're going to go ahead and create a thing that says unsubscribe. So, okay, so unsubscribe, sorry. All right, so, and then you can say yes, and we're going to call this unsubscribe as well. So there we go. So that now what we can do is, again, we can give it our little flare if we want. So we can click on the little paint palette and choose image if we want. So just okay, insert, and paste that theme off that. Perfect. So, and then if I click that again, you can do the little eye to see what it looks like. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll go back one, and let's go ahead and hit send, hit the hyperlink, do a short URL again. That way people don't have to type this in. And you can also make this like a button in your emails if you want, like a unsubscribe, and then they click on it and then it will just automatically take them to the site. So this is where they can type in their email address. Poof, poof. There we go. Click yes. Click submit. And now we're going to go back to our sheet here. So we're going to see we got a one response, unsubscribe. And then we're going to hit our link to sheet. And we're going to create a new sheet for unsubscribe. And there we go. So that is how you can create a mailing list using Google Forms. Hopefully you found this informative. If you liked it, feel free to throw a thumbs up. If you want further content from this channel, feel free to subscribe. And look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much.